This is your captain speaking, welcoming you to the beautiful state of Connecticut. If you take a look out to your left, you will see the best of theater and dining. On the right side, you will find great local music and film born right here in Connecticut. For the best in entertainment, Spotlight on Connecticut interviews the most fascinating and talented people across the state and shows you what to do and where to do it. Stay up to date with what's going on with Spotlight on Connecticut and enjoy your stay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spotlight on Connecticut. Spotlight on Connecticut. I'm your host, John Francois, and I am here with musician Skully Skullbones. He will be performing at the New England Film and Music Festival. Nice to have you on the show.
Nice to meet you, John.
Okay. Now, where did the name Skully Skullbones come from? Because it's a deathly name. I feel like I'm going to get assassinated any second now.
Well, I just got it from, I used to be a lead singer in a metal band for a lot of years. I had my head shaved for, I don't know, 15 years of my life. So after a while, they started calling me Skully, shaved head, the whole 9 yards. And I was trying to do something with this acoustic music that I'm doing, and I just trying to look for some kind of a stage name, even with the band, for that matter. And
now, as far as your shaved head, was that like a stylistic choice, or was it part of the band?
Yeah, I used to have long hair, and I decided to go the opposite end. Parents telling me for years and years, cut your hair, get a real job, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So I shaved my head for a lot of years. I liked the look. My woman liked the look, and the whole 9 yards. And then I got a little older, and I just decided it was time to grow it back. But the point of the story about the Skully Skullbones name is it was kind of just like a nickname, and I wanted to attach a kind of a last name to it. So I thought that'd be kind of distinctive. And then I look it up online, and who else has got that name? Nobody does. So. It's good for me. It works.
A very unique choice. So you say you were in a metal band. Is that how you first got into music? What was your first burst of inspiration?
I was actually the first band that actually played out, that we actually made some progress, that I was with, was a blues band. I did that for about 4 years. And then later on, as the years went on, my taste kind of changed and stuff like that. I had written, when I usually write, I don't write in one style. I write in multiple styles.
Like multiple.
And then I just kind of pick. So I had gotten together with a buddy of mine to try to form a little band and stuff like that. And I basically picked out those songs that were a little along that lines, and we just kind of shaped them into that, and it developed on its own, over years and years.
Okay. Now, do you incorporate past influences into your music, like the blues, how you started off?
Right.
Do you incorporate some of that into your music, or is it like a completely different new image that you're creating for yourself?
I'd like to think that I do something distinctive and innovative and creative, and that's never been done before. And give myself a little pat on the back for making something brand new out of nothing. But then every once in a while, I'll listen to like an old song or something like that, and I'll catch a lyric, I'll catch a little tuning, a little chord progression. I'm like, that's where it came from. But I guess it's like that with everybody, subliminal influences, even when you want to be distinctive on your own. Because when you first get into it, you kind of find your heroes and kind of worship the ground they walk on. And what did he do? Why did he do that? Trying to study them, making it all scientific.
Who are your heroes?
I like the Police. Old school band. They haven't been around forever. I don't really have any real favorites. Like for the metal style, I like old school Pantera. That's kind of the style I used to sing in. A real shout, hate breed kind of nonsense. And but I mean, I have different heroes for different kinds of music, and then that's constantly evolving, constantly changing. I try to always keep my ears open to new stuff that's out there, what limited stuff we can hear on Connecticut radio. That's why I try to listen to the satellite as much as possible. People are constantly shaping what I want to do as a songwriter. And I hear them, and I'm like, oh, man, I understand what they're trying to do, and I hear it in the song, and it gives me goosebumps, and it just inspires me to try to do something that's worthy of even that level.
Now, what's your method of writing songs? Are you the type that just does lyrics? Do you do lyrics and then you incorporate all these complex musical notes? Because I noticed that you play guitar as well. Right. I was an amateur songwriter like a long time ago. So how does that happen for you? I mean, do you have an educational background in music where you're able to?
No, I've been just bumbling my way through it all these years. Okay. Just trying to learn as much as possible. You get to the point where it's less thinking and it's more feeling. That's why when I think about Jimi Hendrix, he actually, from what I heard from rumors, he used to lock himself in a closet and shut off the lights so he could just feel it. So he didn't see what he was doing, he could just feel it in a moment. But as far as songwriting is concerned, there's no real formula that I've found that I do every single time. Sometimes I'll have a whole stack of lyrics that I can't do anything with for a number of time, or a chord progression that I think is neat, but I can't really put it together. And sometimes they just come together in 5 minutes. I mean, those miracle ones are awesome, but they don't always work out like that. A lot of times it's a lot of pain and a lot of struggle to get through to actually get a finished product to something that I'll put on tape or CD that I want to listen to over and over again, that I can present to other people and feel somewhat proud about.
Okay. Now, does a lot of your music come from real-life experiences? Do they come from fictional experiences?
They come from life experiences, my opinions. The way I got it labeled on my website is Anthems for the Underdog.
Okay.
So basically, it's I'm always cheering on for the underdog team, and I won't cheer for the Ravens this year, by the way, because they beat my Patriots.
Well, the Harborough brothers are against
that's going to be
apparently.
neat, but good for them,
Apparently, yeah.
A little bitter about the Patriots loss, but as far as the whole songwriting thing, there's no real formula, and the influences are constantly changing.
Okay. And now, do you have people assisting you in the writing of this music, or is it like all that you've done, all that you've produced, it's on your own?
Well, a lot of the songs that I used to present to my other bands, I always would come at it if I was in a band unit. I would come at it where everything was tentative. It's an idea. It's an idea to be shaped, because more people thinking about it, the better. Everybody's got their little flavor to put into it. So I just kind of let those songs develop on their own. But as far as like the acoustic stuff, I'm the only one who really, works on those songs and writes those songs. And basically a lot of the stuff that I presented to other bands, whether it's been blues bands, metal bands, or so forth, rock bands, been pretty much written on the acoustic. I've written a couple on the bass, and but not too many, not enough to say that's my main way of writing.
Okay. And more like specifically on like what you write about, what kind of topics? Is it universal things, love, hate?
Well, I haven't always had a hard time writing love songs. I've always tried to do that.
It's a commonality on the radio, so it's nice to find.
But a lot of what I write is my personal feelings, stuff I've gone through that I feel that other people can relate to, or just what I think's going wrong politically or something like that, or I hear a story that's tragic. In particular, I think of one story where I was working I'm a machinist by trade, but I was working at a shop up in West Hartford. I was working with a Jamaican guy, and I'm kind of complaining about my background and growing up in the ghetto and being poor and so forth and so on. And he kind of checked me real quick, because he told me about a story about something that happened to him. And I was actually able to write a song about that, and it was a tragedy that what happened. He was a 5-year-old kid. They lived in a small town, so it wasn't really a police department or anything. There's just little fish stands, fruit stands, so forth like that, and they were the local market. His mom brought him down there, and they went to go do their shopping like they normally do. And apparently, the backstory was there was a guy that he had lost his wife, and he couldn't deal with it. He drank a half gallon of paint thinner, grabbed a machete, and just starts running through the marketplace, hacking everybody up.
Wow.
And when I heard that story, I was like, holy crap, thinking about, I went through this and that. Yeah. And he's telling me this, and he's kind of giggling at me. You haven't seen nothing, kid.
So the Jamaican guy, did his parents get killed?
No, well, his mom was able to pull him out of there. Apparently, he went after a woman, and one of the shop owners came over and tried to stop him. He also had a machete.
Okay.
And apparently sliced the guy's face, the guy that had drank the paint thinner.
Wow.
And he said, like, I don't want to get too grotesque, but he said it had some effect that I'm not going to go into. And they still kept on running through the village. I guess everybody kind of grabbed their kids and stuff like that and got out of there. And finally, some kind of police showed up. I don't know what they really had.
Okay.
And they shot the guy down.
Wow. And
you think of that place like that, it's so deceiving. It's a beautiful paradise.
Yeah.
Trees everywhere. No cities that are huge and polluted. It's a beautiful place to have something like that happen. It's like.
Okay. Now, how are you able to develop a complex, tragic experience like that into a song?
Basically, just trying to tell a story as true as possible.
Okay.
And that's what I try to do with even my own highs and lows, as far as maybe something that negative that happened to me or something positive that happened to me.
Okay.
Something I feel that kind of relatable to what goes on. I mean, with all the stuff that's going on these days with kids and everything else like that. I have my own kids. I feel it's relatable because it's something that's always gone on. It just maybe not has been televised as much or didn't have as much coverage. Because right now with the media, we can look anywhere in the world we want and see all this stuff. We're like, what's going on? Well, we can all see it now.
Yeah, true. Now, how did the Jamaican guy react when he found out that you were producing a song about him? Did he know?
No, he actually didn't know. He actually didn't know. I didn't write it until about maybe 6 months to a year after I had stopped working at the shop, because I just was starting to develop my songwriting at that point. It was one of the first songs I had written, and then I had done some research on how to songwrite, talked to other musicians and so forth and so on, and they basically told me it's stories. And I think back at like Bob Dylan and people like that, they have stories to tell, and that's what's interesting to me when I listen to somebody with the story. A lot of catchy songs like the old school R&B about love and stuff like that, and they're catchy, but they don't really catch my attention as something that somebody has to say about something that really happened.
Okay. And where do you expose your music? Do you go to clubs, town halls, concerts? Like, what types of places do you?
Usually for smaller venues like bars and stuff like that. I'm still looking for shows. I'm looking to open up for other people, because I just started doing this kind of thing last year. I actually got on to 88.1 over at Wesleyan. That was pretty neat.
Oh my God.
They had me do a few songs and an interview and so forth. So I'm just kind of taking it as it comes. I'm always looking for new ways to get it out there that anybody will listen. A lot of times what I used to do when the kids were little, we'd go to the park, I'd sit over there while they're on the swings or the slides, letting them mess around and do my thing. They get a little crowd of people around me for a second.
Okay.
And then, hey, what are you doing to your sister? I'd have to stop abruptly. Yeah. But that's basically, the way I used to do it and the way I've been doing it right now.
Okay. How do your family and friends react to your music?
They like it. They've been encouraging it. My parents obviously didn't want me in the metal band, so they were very happy to see me do an acoustic kind of thing. But they've been pretty supportive over the years. They showed up at a bunch of shows. They've, when I got to play Toad's Place and stuff like that, they showed up. That was very helpful. My family and my friends, as far as this whole songwriting thing, is very important to me. That support and that love are very important.
Okay. And where do you record your music, or is it mostly an in-person experience?
I try to record as much as possible. My guitar player from my metal band, we're still very good friends. He runs a studio. I try to do some recording through him.
Okay.
I try to do some recording at home. I just try to do my best to get it out there as far as quality. But most of the time when I record at home, it's basically so if I have an idea where I'm going to string a bunch of musical notes together or try to put some lyrics together with something, it's kind of to hear it and to be able to criticize it and see if it's something that I want to listen to on a regular basis.
Okay.
And just to try to develop it from there.
Now, recording that, do you take preference over a certain style of performing? Like, do you like recording better than in-person performance, or do you like in-person performance better than recording? What's your favorite style of performing, if you have any?
Well, I think my favorite thing is to record.
Okay.
When I get in front of an old school 4-track or I get in front of a DAT burner, any of that stuff, I think that's my favorite time, when I can shut out the world and just kind of go drop into that whole songwriting thing. There was one point where I was on spurts, because I don't know how other songwriters are, but they always come to me in spurts. So I was on like a 30-song spurt.
Okay.
And I didn't sleep for 4 days.
Wow.
I mean, I had the door locked. You know, I had my little studio set up, and just writing and writing and writing, and they just kept on pouring out of me.
Wow.
And I think that's basically when I'm the happiest. I mean, when you perform live, I've been told I'm all right at it, but there's always a certain amount of pressure. When you're songwriting, you're in your own mind, you're in your own soul, and you're just kind of exploring and finding your way through that. And I think that's why I like doing that the best.
Yeah, you're able to take mistakes.
Right,
and,
right. And I don't have to impress anybody at that point. It's just me, 100% me.
You know, you can mess up or you can improve.
Right, and so there's at times I can just giggle at myself. At times I can say, "Wow, that was pretty cool. I got to do that. I got to remember to do that again."
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you have I know you mentioned earlier you have a website promoting your music. What is that website again?
It's at Reverb Nation, Skully Skullbones.
Okay.
Pretty easy. Reverb Nation / Skully Skullbones. I got pretty much a reference to all the other Facebook and all that other nonsense on there.
Okay. And how did you develop the website? How does one do that? I mean, if you have any advice for a musician that's trying to get themselves out there, and
I would say take every opportunity. I would say set up as much online support as you can. But the main thing that I found with the other bands that I've been in is what you do out on the street is always better than what's online. Like, for instance, we would have a show and say we're going to try to promote it and everything else like that. We'll get 50 Facebook likes, and we're all going to go, and then you go to play the show and there's 10 people there because of either weather or somebody had a stag party or something like that. So the best way that I've found is just basically get out there, open mics, any performance anybody give you, sit down at a park, do what you got to do. If you're doing something good, people are going to respond to it.
Okay, great. And you have a song you're going to perform for us right now?
Yes.
What is the name of this song?
The name of the song is Circle.
Circle. And was this part of your 30-song spurt?
No, actually, this is a little bit of a newer one. Basically, it's about the people that are closest to me, the people I love, the people that I would die for. I mean, everybody out there, has their moments, I'll kill you, blah, blah. But there's certain people in your family that no matter what, you will look out for them, and they'll always look out for you. And without them in this world, you feel lost.
Okay.
And that's what it's about.
And what was the process like? Was it difficult trying to come up with the words, the melody to produce this song, or was it pretty easy? Was it second nature? What was it like?
It took a little time to develop. It didn't fly at me right away, and then I had to try it out about 15 different ways before I finally settled on something that I wanted to hear over and over again.
Okay. All right. So you're going to perform this song, and I think we'll all enjoy it. It's called Circle.
Yes.
And Skully Skullbones.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate it.
All right. It's Spotlight on Connecticut. Thanks, everybody. And now here's Skully Skullbones performing Circle.
Whole life, something happened. Lost in the illusion, just as a salmon. Fool to believe what I become. Fool to believe all I am. circle, my life, my people, my fight, my circle, my life, my people, my circle, my life, my people, my strife, my circle, my life, my people, my right. To me, like the heavens above. Finally I can see through tears and blood. Shook me to my being, shook me to my core. Tell me what I'm seeing, my people, my door. My circle, my life, my people, my fight, my circle, my life, my people, my circle, my life, my people, my right, my circle, my life, my people, my stride. My life, my people, my fight, my circle.